also known as Mitten Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. We're in the month of January, and we have our scent of the month, which is Fudge Brownie. You get 25% off everything in our shop that is scented or flavored or otherwise in that fragrance. Plus, we have other sale items as well, so please swing on by, check that out. I'm sure you'll find something you'll enjoy.
You know, that'll be the YouTube picture that it clips up as me eating the soap.
Want to welcome new and returning viewers. Thanks for joining us today. We got a couple segments on this podcast, so...
Yep. And those include Farm Happenings in the Coop, Squeal or Stuck Like a Pig, and Roundup.
Wow. So Farm Happenings.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Jimmy got his license.
Yeah. Driver's license.
Yeah. So...
Guess it could be a fish license or a hunting
Well,
license.
that's fishing license is a whole lot easier to get than a driver's license.
Oh.
But
Knock your head.
smacking the dog on the table. But anyways, I know you had taken out. We've been trying to do the last minute crunch of getting seat time behind the car, and so I had taken them out for a couple hours, and you've been taking them out for a couple hours. For a couple days before the test, just to give last minute tips, advice, all of that good stuff.
Could have easily made it to Vegas and back with as much driving as him and I did.
Yeah. So, but like I said, the whole thing is trying to we could sense the areas that he's going to be challenged with. I wouldn't consider him a natural, not like Don and I were kind of naturals when it came to driving. We were there at, the first appointment on the birthday to get our driver's license. He's like, but lately,
years later.
Yeah, lately he's been more interested, I think, because of going to the school and whatnot, college, and more, I think, concerned out of you having to drive him back and forth and him having to wait when class gets done early for you to come pick him up. So we've been set the appointment, and got that all done and doing the last minute driving to get him prepped for that. But that was Tuesday that he went in, and so it was Don and him. I was at work, so
As soon as he pulls away, after they do, the instructor does all the checks, where he's supposed to find the headlights and everything and yada, yada, yada. They pull away, and I swear as soon as they hit the road, every emergency vehicle imaginable went by or through, and it was at least 5 squad cars, EMTs, paramedics, the big, huge ladder, fire truck, ambulances, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
This is known as the worried mother syndrome.
Yes, and I'm like, he's barely pulled away, and then and I have no idea where I was going with that. My brain just went blank.
You were panicked because I get the text and
Kate got the text.
The panic.
Crying.
It's like, it's okay, because when I was out driving with him, I'm like, the test isn't going to be that long. He goes, really? It's not going to be like an hour and a half? I'm like, there's no way they're going to take you around for an hour and a half. I said, they're going to take you around and do, have you make sure you're doing what you need to do, looking over your shoulder, turning right, turning left, all of that good stuff. Can you park the car? Can you not hit things? Which is rule number 1 when we started driving rule number 1 is don't hit anything. Yeah. And so far he's done pretty good. Hasn't hit anything.
And the whole test was maybe 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's quick. They take you in the neighborhood, and this is what we planned for. So I had driven him around. I may have mentioned this last week. I don't remember if we had talked about it. But
and why do they have the DMV in the worst possible area ever?
DMV was there long before the area around it got bad.
That area's always
bad. It would
not as bad as it is.
It's been there for years. I mean, Don and I had it's the same building that we went and took our test in, and it's probably the same building your mom and dad got their test in. But the area is not that great. But they generally will take the driver's test right around in the residential neighborhood there, and there's a couple major streets, intersection, and then they can go through and, so I'm sure they have their usual course. It's pretty quick because they got cars lined up of everybody that wants to get their driver's license. And, so I told them, I'm like, no, this is like 15-minute test. It's not that big a deal. You just need to make sure you pay attention and, make sure you emphasize your looking and, make sure they see that you are not just using mirrors because you'll get dinged for that. You have to look over your shoulder and, so I'd spend a lot of time, with him, the backing up, the parking, parallel parking and whatnot. And this was last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is knocking you out.
And anyway, so, and trying to give him tips and advice because he's one that it's either gas or brake. It's like there's no like spectrum of of like just going, kind of easing up and that kind of thing. And so I'm trying to work on him on that because that's just one of those things that not something that you want to get dinged on. So, but anyway, and then you took him out for several days, and you're a little bit more redhead, I guess.
Strict.
I'm
not laid back.
Yeah. Well, I'm instructional, but I give more of the reason behind it and not the, so.
I can only.
You were testing him, and it's better when he's learning to tell him what you want him to do and see how he does on that instead of like testing him to see if he does what you're thinking because he doesn't read your mind. So, but.
And what the heck's wrong with males? Why can't they read minds? I know all you women out there are going to agree with me.
Yeah, we don't.
No,
that's just a fact of life. That's just a fact of life. So, but anyway, so we'd done probably 6 or 8 hours of driving over a course of 4 days, I think, before his test. And
I took him out at night too.
So you take him out there, and he starts his test, and right away I think he got they're like going through where's your hazards, where are your headlights and stuff like that, and I think he was nervous.
No, he did the left turn signal. He did his hand motions, and then all of a sudden she goes, "Where's your headlights?" And he goes, right then it's when I froze up. Because my car, everything is automatic.
And most cars nowadays, they have the automatic headlights. So you just set it to auto and...
It's like right there. And he did point to it, but he was more... here.
No, I sat down and we went through all of what are the different knobs because you can... you've got your off, you've got your auto, you've got your parking lights themselves, and he didn't know what those were, so I had him turn them on and get out of the car and look to see what lights actually come on when you turn the parking lights on. And then the full headlights, and we go through the high beams and low beams and whatnot. Because he had done that before when we were doing night driving. I had him out in the middle of nowhere, and he can turn on his high beams, and he can see, regular headlights are green, high beams are blue, and the little indicator light, so he knows. But, you don't ever turn those on. It's an auto, it gets dim, and the lights come on, and it's auto magic. Auto magic. So he kind of like... I think, and she dinged him on, it's like delayed headlights, something or other, because he didn't.
Yeah, it's like, seriously, he knew.
But, so that was just one of the notes that she had written on his test. But, it is what it is.
They gotta get you somewhere.
Yeah, and so he was gone, and he said maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. 13, yeah. The worried mother syndrome, timing it.
And, of course, we get there for his appointment. And the whole computer system in the DMV had shut down. And they're like, and I'm like, okay. And they go, oh, but we're going to still test him. But, it's not going to be official if he does pass. And you're going to have to keep all these paperwork we're going to give you. And we're going to have a copy. And I'm like...
Yeah, so basically it just delays him actually...
So he passed, but then we had to go back a few hours later to see if their computer system was up. And
Which is kind of stupid because... you don't get your driver's license right then and there anyways. They have to mail it to you anyways. It's like, why don't you just put it in the system and mail it to me. And I don't know if they had to take a picture still.
No, nothing.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say,
like, seriously, we had to make another trip up there,
because you already paid for all of that when you.
You paid for that
Yeah,
when you did the
when you walk in, yeah.
No, written.
Oh, okay.
This was all included.
So yeah, so that was. It's like you got to mail it anyways. It's not like you walk away with it.
Yeah, I really don't understand why we had to go back because they had a copy of everything.
Because it's DMV.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so he is now a licensed driver in the state of California. He is not a licensed driver in this household.
No. He's got to pass the moment test.
Yeah, he's got to win his mother over first, and she's not quite there, convinced that that he's ready.
No.
So.
And then he hasn't wanted to drive since. He's like, I have driven so much, I don't even want to get behind the wheel. He barely wanted to drive after he got the license. I'm like, you're driving out of here home. It's like.
Whereas here, when I got my test,
I was like, see ya.
I took the day off from school to go get my license, right? This is one of those things that it's like, I wanted to be up there. First thing, 9 o'clock was the first appointment, so I took the day off from school.
See, mine was
and
at
the
8
whole rest of
o'clock.
the whole rest of the day, I was driving around. I was, it was like, don't get in my way because I'm gonna go out and cruise. And so yeah, I was driving all day long. It was like, woohoo, and he's like, no, you drive home. I'm not.
No, I made him drive home, but when we went out and celebrated the next day, going out to, because him and I wanted to go out to lunch and all this stuff, and he's like, I am not driving. I'm like, but we're celebrating you getting your license. What do you mean? He's like, I am sick of it. And I'm like,
well, we don't need to worry about him.
no.
So anyway, so that's that.
That was a big thing this week, and then
Puppy
had his
recheck.
And everything.
His clip and pop recheck.
His clip and pop recheck. He's still bruised, and
but it's healing good. It's healing really good. He actually looks good. It's just still bruised.
Yeah, but he got his.
Like, hey, you start working with the plumbing down there, it's gonna bruise.
Baby.
Yeah, but no, it hasn't bothered him at all. He hasn't. No. He has not even looked at his stitches really.
He has. But.
Yeah, but no, he's been super good. Yeah. Not no side effects whatsoever.
No. And then we went because you got some new rims for your car, and so that was a long drive. It was down by where Fuji was first doing her chemo. So.
Yeah, down near the VCA. So it was like a 2-hour drive down to pick these up. Because I had an issue with my one of my wheels had cracked, hit a pothole, and lovely construction around town hit a pothole and it cracked the rim. Well, I took it to the tire store and they did a weld repair on it, and that held for a while and it cracked again, and so I had them re-weld it, and that lasted a little while, and then just recently it cracked again, probably another pothole, and so it just weakens the rim. So
say pothole again. That just sounds
pothole.
I'm really tired.
Yeah.
That just sounded so funny. It's reminding me of the House Bunny. Off topic, you know how we are. House Bunny, the movie where she's in her Marilyn Monroe dress and she's over the manhole. That's just how she says it.
We live by movie quotes.
Yes.
So anyway, so instead of, like I said, instead of going through the ongoing thing, and it looked like because I bought the car used, it looked like another one of the rims had been welded at some point in time, and it's like, okay, I'll just buy a new set of wheels for the car, instead of having to go through and, because it was lightly leaking, so I could air it up, and the last couple of days I'm like, I ain't gonna do this. I don't want to take it up and have it re-welded again for the third time. It's like, no, I'll just buy new rims. So I found some rims I like, and we went down and picked them up, and that was our Friday outing, and, I enticed Don by offering Panera on the way home, so.
Because he needs a carpool.
No, well, we enjoy spending time together. We have a long conversation, but it also helps having a second person because then we can use the carpool lanes. This was exactly the same route we used to take when we were going down with Fuji down to the VCA. So not quite as far. It was about probably 20 minutes short of that, but it was definitely down that way, you know. And I was worried Don, you know, it's kind of, you know, get sad about the, you know, heading down that way and remembering all the trips that we made, but you know,
every week.
Yeah, but she did okay, and then I, you know, bribed her with Panera, so we got Panera on the way back, and I got that put the wheels on the new wheels on the car yesterday, you know, so that was.
Yeah, I need a day at home, y'all.
Yeah, well,
I have been somewhere every single day, and poor Poppy, he is literally grabbing my leg when I'm trying to go out the door and hold on, like, no, don't go again.
Well, because I had to have Dawn follow me up because the wheels were in one vehicle because they don't fit in my car, and so I had to have her follow me up. She's like, "Oh, I'll just drop you off." I'm like, "No, you got to stay because you got to take the old wheels back with you because I'm going to go ahead and hold on to those as well." And so she had to hang out for 45 minutes while they were changing the tires on the wheels and stuff. So, but yeah, so that's all. It looks good, nice, shiny, clean, new. You know, changed the look of the car a little bit, but so yeah. So now I'm got that all taken care of,
and we're doing better.
Oh yeah, we're still
this cough.
Well, we're still congestion too. I mean, it's like it's not just a cough. It's still, we're not like.
It's like this air cough. It's a dry, there's no phlegm or nothing. You know, it's just like.
TMI.
Yeah.
You really wanted to.
Hey, this show is always about the TMI.
Yeah, but we've still been battling whatever it is that we've had, or we've gotten another thing and just kind of overlapped with the other one because it's still, I'm still a little congested and, you know, we're still dealing with the cough.
It's ridiculous.
Sucks.
Sucks, huh?
So, yeah. So it is what it is. So hopefully by next podcast,
I don't know, because yesterday was 3 weeks for Jimmy, 2 weeks for us, ish. And he's still coughing every now and then. It's like this lingering crap.
Well, the cough is one of those things that keeps going, but usually it's just a cough, and you can deal with, you know, it's not like congestion. But I'm still congested. I mean, that's still, you know, not that you want to know that. You want to see congestion? I don't think so. So that was. That's our ongoing battle. Hopefully, we'll get over the hump here.
Hump to hump.
Yeah. So.
And one thing I wanted to mention is because I think it was last week or the week before I was mentioning my tennis elbow from my crocheting, and Andrea 9772. I think those are the right numbers of her ravening, and. She had put in where she had had an injury, and her PT had given her these exercises for tennis elbow. And so I will link what she had sent me, because she had sent me different things to use, one of those
like the squeeze ball
things, and you know, to do different, which I do these things all the time when I'm knitting anyways, the certain exercises, and you know, actually 2-finger massaging right here. So I will link those and
do your hand yoga.
Yeah. Well, one thing I always do is my American Sign Language. If I go through the alphabet real quick, is, you know, because I have
works
arthritis
muscles
in
that you
my hands. Yeah.
Don't normally use.
Yeah. So I will link that, and interesting topic. See, here we go off topic again, because it relates to farm. Our dumb chickens, you know, are not laying eggs, so we had to buy eggs. You know, here we're feeding these chickens, and none of them are laying yet, you know, or randomly.
Well, our older ones are kind of running, you know, short. I guess their productivity's waning, and the new chickens haven't ramped up yet. Plus, the days are shorter, and chickens lay based on the amount of sunlight. So it's like, you know, so we actually had to buy some. But
the package said vegetarian,
vegan fed eggs.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, he mentioned that, and I'm like, seriously? You know, that's your advertisement for your
So you
Orgasmic. They're orgasmic eggs. No, those are Krispy Kreme donuts. That's a whole other topic, but organic.
Organic eggs. And yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, what else do you feed a chicken? You don't go down and buy the Big Mac. I'm like,
yeah.
You know, what are they feeding the chickens where they're not vegan fed? I mean, because we feed ours, you know, the grain. You know, it's all vegan.
Chickens are carnivores if they grab a mouse. I mean, they are like after that, or a squirrel, or.
Well, we don't feed them that. I mean, we feed them their scratch and stuff, and I know that they go through and, you know, they can dig up worms if they wanted to and whatnot.
But seriously, that's your selling point, is vegan eggs. I'm like,
vegan fed.
Vegan fed, yeah.
Eggs. So, yeah, I don't, because isn't an egg itself not vegan?
Well, I guess it's all.
But I don't know. Depends on your perspective. But I was like, what else do you feed a chicken?
Odd.
Go get them filet mignon and toss it out there. You want?
No, they would eat that.
Well, I'm sure they
Jimmy's
would.
Even fed them chicken.
So.
How wrong is that? Let's eat your brother.
That's the way Jimmy's thought process works sometimes.
Well, it was interesting to see if they would really eat it.
The test.
Yeah. And we test our chickens.
Why don't we get on to the end of the coop before we venture too far off topic?
We're going way downhill here.
Yeah. So what's in your coop?
In my coop?
You got a lot
I have my Scrappy Happy Blanket number 2. Let's put the needles away in my. I don't want to lose my stitch marker because this is my favoriteest, yes, stitch marker ever. It's a Caterpillar, and she made me this whole set of Elf stitch markers.
Elf the movie.
Elf the movie, yeah, and that's
Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
those are the Will Ferrell stitch markers.
So that is like number 1 marker, and. So I did my 7 squares. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. 2 of these are gnome acres that Sun Daisy sent me. The other 2 are Bronx Knitter ones. This is a Bella Socks one. And this one was the Show Me yarn that they had sent with the yarn I had ordered. And there wasn't quite enough, so I had to find another wed. I had to find another wed because I'm the wascally wabbit. But I matched that pretty dang close.
Yeah,
you cannot really tell. I think this was a Volmise that I matched it with. But this is like the most perfect red. ShowMeYarn.etsy.com, and so pretty. So yeah, I think I got like 48. Squares.
1 more square on there.
Yeah, it's got 1, and then I need to start another row. It's so much fun. I love this because I use my other one, and it is so darn warm.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that one sits on the back of the couch, and right now with it being winter, it's you throw that on and.
Yeah, so I am so glad I am starting another one because I have tons of scraps, and it is just the best blanket ever.
Good stuff.
That's in my Stitched by Sasha big bag because I got a whole bunch of scraps in here. And then I did a little bit. This is my Just Keep Knitting bag that Bay Area Knitters sent. And I did maybe 1.5 inches, 2 stripes.
All weighty?
Yeah.
For the
Felici, Knit Picks Felici in the Firefighter colorway. Is this the 2nd sock? I just don't knit on these that much, and I don't know why. Probably because they're for you. But you really don't wear them that much, so it's not like I gotta hurry and get them done. But yeah, because I was in the I want to cast on all things this week. Yeah. So what I do when I get into that is I wind yarn.
Well, I was telling her, I'm like, that's just one step closer to casting on. You do realize that when you're like winding everything up, it's just then you'll be like, oh well, let me just do the cast on, and it'll just be ready for when I'm.
But see, I didn't.
I know, but now it's closer because you have it all balled up, caked up, and ready to go.
Yeah, it's off the shelf. It's near a bag. It's not in the bag yet. But the needles are right there with
like
it.
I said, it's just one step closer to
Yeah, I wound up Desert Vista Dye Works in the Kiss Me colorway or something like that. It's to do a Lauren McMorty pattern that she did just for that yarn. Kiss Me lace or something like that. And then I wound up the Dancing Dog Dye Works that she dyed for Poppy, a sweater. It's turquoise with rainbow in it, which can also go for the rainbow along that Diane Suburban Stitcher is having. So I'm thinking of all this, and because Poppy's needing, he's been wearing the red one for over a month now, and the shame. And then I wound up, what was the other one? Oh, Madeline Tosh green for the Balsam Hollow shawl. I wound up, some of my hand spun for the rainbow along because it was rainbow color that I was thinking on doing the Call Me cowl shawl, and I'm like, I just like whine, and it's like, okay. It's satisfied. That must cast on all the things.
You're gonna run out of yarn to ball up, and so you'll next have to start knitting more projects as if you don't have enough.
I know, huh? So then I worked on my September Morn Thea Coleman pattern, Baby Cocktails, which you've seen. It's done with the Barocco Remix strawberry colorway. And I'm not going to dig the whole thing out because I've got it in here just so. I did finish the body because did I have the body completely done last week? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you had started on the arms. You just barely got started.
Okay. So here is the dicky-do on the arm. The arm actually starts way over here. Yeah, so I must have had it on. So here's the dicky-do, and I did all of the arm while we were driving down to get the rims. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have time this morning to finish it up because the arm has taken a whole skein, and I want to go ahead and use a whole skein just for the arm. Because the sleeves, the ribbing here, you roll it because they're supposed to be extra long sleeves, and so I thought might as well just, because there's really not that much there, use it all up. So, yeah. And this detail is on the hem, so it matches. And
I know you had said that almost one whole ball used up on each arm. So,
and this is also in my Stitch by Sasha big old Fuji apple bag.
Monster bag.
So.
And you have your spinning.
My spinning, yes. I did get to do some plying, and this is the juliespins.etsy.com. It's Falkland top, 4.9 ounces in the red koala colorway, and I am two-plying this. And I am loving seeing the there's more than two shades, but all the different browns blending together. It's really pretty. Because it does have a reddish tinge. I don't know what is with me lately. I'm into the reds and purples. So I got three purple tops for Christmas, different shades, and it's red and purple. It's like
goes in phases.
Maybe that's because of my old lady. What's that? Red Purple Hat Society, the
Red Hat Society?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's around anymore. It's red and purple. It's what I always think of when I see those two colors. Not that I'm wearing red and purple together. I'm not. Well, I guess I am red, purple.
Well, there you go.
I did want to mention, I didn't know where to throw this in, is because I wear this all the time. And I call it my buddy cow on my project page. It is actually a design by Sadie Blue Ruin of the Yarnivore podcast called the Goth Cow. And I love this cow. It is my favorite one. But it's done in Gnome Acres Chunky Gnome in the Buddy the Elf colorway. And with me being, because I wear this and I look like I cover my face in the morning because it's like 30 degrees. Well, you put it on
over and...
Yeah, I put my hat on, and then I put this over my hat, and then I put my huge parka on because it's in the 20s or 30 degrees outside.
Out there and...
So it's over my face. Well, with me being sick and snotty and coughing, I'm like, that's got to be washed. So I checked, and, it was, what is superwash, and I'm like, okay, it says, because generally I soak the product for everything. I have always done that since the beginning of knitting, since the beginning of time. And I've always used soap for everything. I've never had a problem with it. But this, I just threw in the washing machine, and I just flat out laid it out, and this is exactly how it came out. I mean, and it looks like, because this is old. When did I do this? 2014, January of 2014. And I have washed this before. I'm not saying I just now washed it after 2 years, but
You just want an extra clean because of
I don't normally mention. You don't normally mention how things hold up.
Caring for your.
So this doesn't look like it's 2 years old. So I'm like, what? It's just a testament to the Gnome Acre yarn, how well it stood up, and So I thought I would mention that because I'm like, wow,
Pretty cool.
It looks like I've just got done knitting it. Of course, it's Buddy VO. So, had to mention that, how great that yarn has stood up. Still just as soft and, And that's an awesome pattern. It's a fun pattern. So then, my stuck like a pig. How I first squealed because I wanted these so bad. I first squealed like a pig. I ordered them, couldn't wait for them to come in. I've never had these before. So, I didn't know. They're Converse and they're sparkly, but the pattern is a knit. I don't know if that will show up. I know the sparkle will show up, but it's a knit stitch on there. And I was so dang excited for these. And generally, I wear a size 7.
Well,
but we had gone to Kohl's, and I tried on other Converse.
Well, they don't have half sizes. I'm sure people that if you wear Converse, you already know. But they don't have half sizes, and they say that it's a little oversized, I guess, than from the average. But they didn't have these particular ones in stock anywhere, so we had to order them. So we went up specifically to try on other Converse in the other sizes to see which size was right.
Yeah, so when I tried them on, the 7 was like, I had like 2 inches, on the toe that flopped. So I'm like, okay, the 6 I tried on fit. Well, you don't walk around or anything in the store with these on because they have all these.
They have the security things stuck on there. You can't even lace them up really anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't. And so I came home, I ordered them in a size 6, and I was so excited. They came in, went up there, got them, and I brought them home, and I thought, I'll put them on, because I always put on shoes and wear them around the house on the carpet just in case. Good thing. These things hurt like a booger. Beyond a booger. Because I wore them around the house inside for an hour. And I literally, 2 hours later, after I had them off, my feet were hurting so bad. And I'm like, suck. And I'm like, I'm taking them back. It's just not worth it.
I could tell when I got home, because she got these while I was at work. And I got home, and I'm like, so how's the new shoes? Because she was like super excited, like over the top excited to get these. And then I could tell when I got home that she wasn't over the top excited anymore. So I was assuming there was something wrong. And to start off, in the store they looked really like tin foil, really.
They were over sparkly,
super sparkly, and equated with one of the crazy guys that used to be around our area that would wear aluminum foil and walk around with his jugs of water, and he was known because he was so crazy. He used to walk around town, and that's kind of the analogy Dawn gave with these shoes when she looked at them in the store. But she got them home, and not that bad. Well, when you're super excited and then she's saying not that bad, I'm like, there's something going on here. I'm like, so what is it? Is it you don't like them? It's like, well, they're a little tight. And I'm like, okay, well, it's like, okay.
Break them in. And
I was like, well, you might have to break them in. It's going to, that whole, thing. And I'm like, well, are you going to wear them? It's like, if they hurt your feet so much, that they sit in the closet and you spend $60 on shoes that are just going to sit there. It's like, you know, do you go up a size and then trip because you got an extra inch of shoe hanging off the end of your foot? Or, you know, I think it's a width issue, and I don't. And
I have very narrow feet, so I mean, people who wear these must have, you know, sled runners. You know, I mean, you know, the long and narrow.
And they don't have any arch support, which
they're flat. My arch was killing me that night. It's like,
yeah. If you ever went shopping with shoes with Dawn, you know it's got to have an arch support, and that's a fun thing. But you know, so I'm like, you know, if you're not going to wear them, just take them back. You can get another pair of workout shoes, or you can get, you know,
that's
other
yarn
things.
Money
or yarn money. You know, it's like, you know. So I could tell right away she wasn't happy, and I ultimately,
you know, and I even went online and Googled Converse pain, you know, and there were so many people complaining about this. Oh, just wear 2 or 3 pairs of socks, or so bandage your toes. And I'm like, seriously?
Shoes should be comfortable.
Yeah. You know, I will stick with my Birkenstocks, or, you know, and it's like, or my fake little Ugg boots, you know, and I'm like, you know, I used to do the whole wear the shoes that cause the pain, you know. You know, I'm like, no. I'm older and wiser.
May as well be comfortable.
Yeah, this is like, you know, Cinderella with the glass shoe. I want to fit them on.
There's enough choice out there. You can find something just as spectacular in a different brand that'll make you happy and actually fit your foot where you're not in pain.
Yeah, that's So, yeah, they stuck like a pig.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Squeal like a pig turned into stuck like a pig. Yep. So it's like, But yeah, so we got to take those back to return.
So they're just not for me.
Yeah, no Converse here.
No. And I know people, and I was so excited because, you know, it's like, ooh, I'm going to get purple and I'm going to get red. See, there goes back to my purple and red again. You know, so.
No, they have a lot of choice, but if they don't fit you, it's like, you know.
Yeah, it's beyond hurt. So, yeah. So Roundup. We have our winter hatchinets going on and going strong with all the entries, and that's really fun. And that's where you can enter any of your projects, whether it's crochet, knitting, weaving, sewing. As long as you finish it, you can enter it. And that's going from January, February, and March, because we're now doing our hatchinets quarterly. Mm-hmm. And we got some awesome prizes donated, and one of them is Packing Knits Design. That's Heidi. She's Packing Knits 1 on Ravelry, and her shop is Packing Knits Design, and she's going to donate a skein of yarn from her shop that the winner gets to pick. And she's also given Wolf Farm listeners a coupon code, which is Wolf16 till May. So you can use that in her shop. And then Left Field Knitter, which is Anne, her shop, you can go there, is on Etsy, leftfieldknitter.etsy.com. Etsy.com/shop/leftfieldknitter.
The link will be in the...
Yeah, I will have these linked every week. And she sent a prize, which is totally awesome. She sent a bag, and her little button matches the bag. Perfect size sock bag. And look at the matching stitch marchers. They're stitch marchers because they march along your knitting. I don't know if that'll show. They're rainbow. They match perfectly. So that was really exciting to get this week, and such an awesome prize. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys. Makes it really fun to have donations, and you know, besides the Wolf Farm gift certificate. Need more coffee. So so super fun.
Mm-hmm. Was that it?
Yeah.
Don't forget to enter in your finished projects into that, and you might win a great prize. Want to remind you that we do have our Wolf Farm video podcast button. These are available for free with any paid order at Wolf Farms. Just ask for that in the comments section when you're checking out. be happy to stick one of those in as we're sending that along to you. And I think that about does it. The table is almost empty.
Yep. So until next time,
Let's get cracking.
and hatch it.
Bye, y'all.